Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome. If this is your first time of stopping by, I say welcome. You're highly welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel. To my old subscribers, I say thank you very much for all your support so far, and I really appreciate them. So in today's video, we'll be making this lovely open back gown, gather short gown. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please watch to the end, and I'll see you at the end of the video. So for today's tutorial, I'll be starting from our bodies, and my fabric is folded into four, the first fold and the second fold, and I have extra inches for my zipper. So I'm just marking off the rough edges. Then I'm going to go ahead and start taking my measurement, and my measurement is going to be going to start from the center front. That's for the first fold. And for my neckline, I'm going to mark at 3 inches for the width and the length at 2.5 inches, and I'll make a line to join in, and then give it a round curve. So I made a curve to give it a round neck. And for my shoulder, I'm going to go ahead to insert my shoulder plus ½ inch allowance for joining. That's my shoulder is 12 inches divided by 2, and the same 12 inches divided by 2 is what I'm going to go down with for my armhole depth, and I'm going to make a line for that. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my half length, which is 11 inches plus 1 inch allowance for joining. Then I'm going to go ahead and insert my bust measurement. Remember, your measurement is going to start from the center front. Then I added 2 inches allowance for my joint for allowance. Then make a curve for my armhole line. For my shoulder slope, I'm going down by 1 inch, and I'm going to go ahead and connect it to my neckline. So that's it for the bodies. And since my back neckline is going to be deeper than this, that's why I cut out the front and the back one to the same before separating it to cut out the back neckline. So for the back one, I'm going to go up by about 3 inches from the actual half length. Then I'm going to make a curve it to meet my neckline width at the shoulder line. Just look at the video, you understand what I'm trying to say. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please join the growing family. Hit on the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up too while watching my videos, and don't forget to share my videos to family and friends. So for the sewing tutorial, I cut out my bodies into two. I'm going to be using one to turn. I'm going to be making it double so that it will give it a firmer look, since I have threaded gathers at the down part. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this together, the front with the one I'm using as a lining. If you don't have extra fabric, you can use your lining for this. I'm going to go ahead and pin it down, and also for the back one. And this is the bias tape I'm going to be using for this. But before that, we are going to go ahead and join our shoulders together. And this is it after I was done joining the two shoulders together. The next thing I'm going to do is to use my bias tape to tape the armhole and also the neckline to all the way through the front neckline to the back one, just like you want to pipe your neckline with a bias tape. That's the same way we are going to use it, do this. Okay, this is it after I was done with it for the first stitching. I'm going to flip it over to the right side and then stitch it down. And this is it after I was done stitching the neckline and also the armhole. The next thing we are going to do is to arrange the front and the back together to take out the my zipper allowance. Then I will go ahead and stitch these two sides together with my allowance, with my measurements. And this is the fabric for the gathers that I cut out. So I have a longer one, that's the remaining of my measurements. That's my total measurement, minus my half inch plus my joint allowance. Then I deducted 5 inches for the second layer and then deducted 10 inches for my the first one. That's what I did. So I'm going to go ahead and fold the rough edges of the three fabrics. And for this, the first one, the longer one, is shorter. I added about 15 inches for that one, and then the second one is a bit longer than the first one. Then the upper one is the longest. I think I have about 3 yards for that, 3 yards length for that, the first one. So after turning the rough edges, I'm going to go ahead and use the bias tape to stitch. I'm going to stitching it on top of it. I'm not using it to turn it like I turned the neckline. I just stitch it all the way from one to the end, and I'm doing this for this just two thirds of the gather. So after stitching it down, the next thing I'm going to do is to get the center of the fabric, the three center. And then I'm going to go ahead and give it a notch. I'm going to notch the three and then pin it down pin it down. I have a different method of doing these three tiered gather. I have a detailed video on it. I'll leave it in the description box, or you can just do it the way I'm doing it. For the first one, you gather the you gather the fabric separately so to match your waist measurement before attaching it to the bodice. But for this, I'm going to attach this to the bodice and then gather it as I'm stitching it down immediately. Then I'm going to notch the center of my bodice as well and then pin it together with the 3 layer of fabric. Then just to be on the safer side and make sure that I have the same fabric all around this, I'm going to go ahead. What I'm just showing you that you can just gather it separately, then attach it to the bodies, stitch it together and then attach to the body. That's what I'm just showing you here. And the method I've chosen, I'm going to first of all stitch the stitch the zipper allowance and then gather it into the bodice as I stitch it on my machine. Or another method of doing this, you can stitch the 3 layers of fabric together, all the way from where it starts to where it stops, so that you are going to keep it in place. And because I have the second and the first one longer than the last one, I'm going to plait it into it just to be the exact length with the one below. Then this is it. After I was done, I'm going to go ahead and match the center front with the center of the gathered fabric, and then as I'm stitching it to the bodice, I'm going to go ahead and then make a little place, just like a gather effect to it while I stitch it. And remember, you're not stitching on your zipper allowance. And this is it after I was done with it. The next thing I'm going to do is to close up the zipper area and then attach my zip. If you want a tutorial of how I close the zipper allowance on this is in my channel. I have it, a detailed video of it. So for the rope at the neckline, I'm going to measure about 22 inches or so with a length of 2 inches. Then I'm going to go ahead and then stitch this, close the rough edges and then close the two sides and stitch it from one end to the other and then attach it to the neckline. And this is the gown after I was done attaching the zip. I'm going to go ahead, you see the gather is separate, it's not together, that's what I meant. And I'm going to go ahead and attach the rope, and that's all for this style. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you do, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and don't forget to share my videos to family and friends. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.